From the 10.5 Day 2 homework, we're going to look at number 3, which again is a multiple choice question. But before we look at the multiple choice answers, I'm going to copy this problem onto a Word document so I can show my work a little bit better. So in this problem, we're dealing with 8m over m plus 8, and we need to subtract 2 over m minus 7. So if we are going to add or subtract fractions, we need to be able to find a least common denominator. You do not have to write that out separately, but just to review what you did in 10.4. In order to find the least common denominator, you need to first simplify each fraction individually by factoring and canceling, but both of these are as simplified as it can be. So then I take my first factor, or all of the factors I should say, of my first fraction, which in this case is m plus 8, and then I go to the second fraction. That one has an m minus 7, which I do not already have, so my least common denominator is going to be m plus 8 times m minus 7. Now my job is to take each of these fractions individually and make it have this least common denominator. So if I take 8m over m plus 8, and I need it to be m plus 8 times m minus 7 on the bottom, I already have the m plus 8, so I need to multiply it by an m minus 7. I am allowed to do that as long as I do the same thing to the top of the fraction. So the first fraction, I need to multiply the top and bottom by m minus 7. Then I'm going to subtract 2 over m minus 7. And in this case, I already have the m minus 7. It's missing the m plus 8. So I multiply the bottom by m plus 8. I'm allowed to do that as long as I also multiply the top by m plus 8. Once I've created the common denominator in both fractions, I can rewrite it as a single fraction with that one common denominator, m plus 8 times m minus 7, or you could do m minus 7 times m plus 8. And now I work to simplify the top. I must distribute the 8m to both the m and the negative 7, so I get 8m squared minus 56m. Don't forget to bring down your minus. And when I distribute the second one, I need to put it in parentheses, 2m plus 16. Again, the most common mistake with subtraction problems instead of addition is that we forget to put the second half in parentheses because my next step will be to distribute the negative. So I have 8m squared minus 56m minus 2m minus 16. Now, some students are good at just kind of changing the signs as they go. That would be okay as well, but you do have to make sure that you do that. All right, so I'm here, and last but not least, I combine like terms. I have 8m squared on top. I have a negative 56 and a negative 2m gives me negative 58m minus 16. And we can just leave the bottom in factored form. So my final answer should be 8m squared minus 58m minus 16 divided by m plus 7 times m plus 8 times m minus 7. If I go back to my worksheet, I can look at my answers and I see that answer B does in fact match that. Again, the denominator they have in the other order, which is totally fine.